It was supposed to be the happiest day of her life, but instead it became the day she was left alone, in her wedding dress, sitting in a wheelchair, outside a small town church, while the rain began to fall. Her name was Isabella Carter. The guests had gone. The groom had vanished, and the only thing left was the sound of her quiet sobbing, blending with the storm. That's when Ethan Miller appeared, a single dad covered in sawdust from a long day of carpentry work, late picking up his daughter from piano class. He saw her there, a woman in white, soaked, shivering, and broken. He could have just driven past, but something inside him whispered, "Stop." Before we continue this powerful story, the narrator says softly, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Soulful Heart Story, where every story reminds us that kindness still matters. The Ethan grabbed his old jacket and ran through the rain. "Hey, are you okay?" he asked gently. Isabella tried to smile through her tears. "He's gone," she whispered. "He said he couldn't spend his life pushing a wheelchair." Ethan's heart sank. He didn't know her story, but he knew pain. His wife had passed away 2 years earlier. Since then, life had been about two things: his daughter, Lily, and survival. Without another word, he offered her his hand. "Come on, you don't deserve to sit out here alone." She hesitated, then took it. He helped her into his old truck, wrapping her in his jacket. Lily, just 8 years old, looked at the woman curiously. "Daddy, is she a princess?" Ethan smiled. "Maybe she is, sweetheart. Maybe she is." That night, Ethan took Isabella home. He cooked soup, gave her dry clothes, and offered her the couch. When she tried to thank him, he just said, "You don't owe me anything. Just heal." For the next few days, she stayed. Lily would bring her flowers from the yard. Ethan repaired her wheelchair when a wheel jammed. And slowly, the woman who'd been abandoned began to laugh again. Isabella never told them who she really was. She didn't mention her family name, the Carters, one of the wealthiest families in New York. She just wanted to be seen not as a billionaire's daughter, not as a broken bride, but as a human being. A week later, Isabella told Ethan she was leaving. He nodded, though it hurt more than he expected. He had started to care. She pressed something into his hand, a simple note. "Thank you for reminding me what kindness feels like." And just like that, she was gone. Months passed. Ethan went back to his quiet life, working extra shifts, caring for Lily, trying to forget the woman in the wheelchair who had somehow changed their home. Until one morning, he received a letter, gold-trimmed with the Carter family seal. Confused, he opened it. Inside was a deed to a brand new home. A letter in Isabella's handwriting read to her, "Ethan, you once told me you couldn't afford a better place for Lily, that you just wanted her to have space to dream. You gave me hope when I had none. Let me give a little back. With love, Isabella." At the bottom was a postscript tour. "And yes, your daughter was right. I was a princess. I just needed a kind man to remind me of my crown." When Ethan walked into that new home with Lily, tears filled his eyes, not because of the housey, but because of what it meant. Kindness, something simple, something free, had come full circle. He never saved her for reward or recognition. He just did what was right. And somehow, in doing so, he found a piece of his own heart again. Narrator softly, sometimes, the people we help in silence end up changing our lives in ways we could never imagine. So be kind, even when no one's watching, because love has a way of finding its way back. This is Soulful Heart Story, where kindness still matters.